was here in front of one of my clients' houses that I put this installation in middle of November. Now November is coming in towards the winter months, but as you can see, it's doing fine. So this myth that you can never do a landscape as we're waning down the seasons is not true at all. These plants are thriving. Now we have a couple different things happening on this particular site. There was virtually no stones. This is a Sonoma stone that you see with all the moss on it. There's virtually no stones here. It was quite steep when we started, and it was filled with the New Zealand flax. And I'm going to let you take a shot of that once you finish looking at some of the details of we also have Bouquet Canyon in the hillside and the collar wall here, on the higher wall. You can see the large Sonoma stone boulders, and then you have Bouquet Canyon, or High Sierra is another name for it, which is a ledger stone, which is the filler stone. And then you can see a number of different varieties of plants that are about to spill over the edge. These particular clients wanted to go for smaller plant specimens that will fill in the next 2 years or so. Now if you're looking straight across that way, that's the New Zealand flax. That's a lovely specimen, but it doesn't do much when you have a full hillside with nothing else. Everything got lost. So we ripped all of that out and we started shaping and sculpting starting with the stones, and then what varieties of plants we were going to fill in. In these two lower sections, you'll notice that we have something that isn't quite soil-like. This is actually called gold fines, and it's ground granite. You can see a number of little pieces of that granite, and it compresses so that it doesn't just flow away like sand or loose soil, and it sort of packs these little sediums in very tidily, and the sediums themselves are more of a drought tolerant, and they will just completely fill eventually. And it's no big deal if a weed or two gets in here. We'll go ahead and pull it out, and these guys will still flourish. In this particular area too, we filled a filter cloth underneath so you wouldn't have a lot of ongoing weed problems, just a spare one here or there, so you're not spending all your time weeding. Now, oh look, we got a kitty over here. The kitty's enjoying the garden too. Now on the top area, you can see that we have your mulching material, which is a fir-based mini bark, is what it's called. And the mini bark is great for, again, keeping weed growth down and keeping moisture in. That's something you always have to consider in a situation like this, is to make sure that you're not taking care of the needs for the moisture of the plants, but you're not inducing a number of weeds to take over everything. And that area also has some filter cloth below it. Right, what you're hearing at this point is you're hearing our pondless water element. And as you can see, the base itself, you see no standing water, because that standing water is going beneath the number of small pebbles and stones we have placed here. And the pump is actually its own little housing unit that's safely tucked deep inside, about 3 feet underneath here. So you never have any issues of dogs or children or other small critters that might be getting into problems if they end up in the water. And you still have this lovely sound of the water and the ongoing beauty and enjoyment of a waterfall. And this particular site, it was very conducive for getting something like a waterfall, because of course you're dealing with the slope. The other element that we did here, you can see that the house itself is quite large. There were no plantings by the house itself. So we're going for some junipers and cypress that will have the height without the width. And those will fill in quite nicely as they get, again, a little bit taller. Okay.